Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the summertime. My name is Tom Battinger. I'm joined here by DM Brandon. How you doing today?
You know, average.
I was expecting that. I mean, we just saw Europe, and my heart's pumping.
Sorry, wait. Averagely. It's an adverb. Apologies all around.
There you go. Fantastic. I would have been pretty upset. I have some English underneath myself. So we saw the Europeans just go on. It was Team the Poppies versus Team Dignitas. I was very excited to see them play. Unfortunately, they did not take the win due to some unfortunate circumstances, but they really did come out to play.
Yeah, no, they were incredible.
And that's
straight up incredible.
Yeah. A lot of fun stuff. I caught a lot of the cast, and one of the things that you said that I really liked, because keep in mind, these are SPL teams defending their spot against Challenger Cup teams. I believe it was a jungle play that said that is a SPL level play. And that's what we're looking for out of these teams. North America is coming up just now, and it's going to be Team Resist on the side of the, or Resist Gaming rather, on the side of Challenger, and that's what we're going to be looking for. We're going to see if they have the SPL level plays to take out Cognitive Gaming.
Well, from what I understand, COG, they had their roster change, right? Which, of course, subbed out Mask for Homie FA. Homie FA is apparently just, to them, a much better fit. They are so much happier with their roster now that this could wind up changing things completely for this team. Now, we saw Homie FA play once. We've seen him in scrims. Hasn't been, any better than Mask from a caster perspective, but apparently the mood is better, the chemistry is better, and they have maybe not an easy match, but they have the easiest match, given that Resist comes as the bottom seed going into this event.
Sure, and we'll get into Resist in just a second. I just want to piggyback off what you said about our SPL team, Cognitive Gaming. As you said, Mask versus Homie FE, so far they've seen about even, but that mood change can change so much more. I mean, just going back to the matches that we just watched, you saw what happened when the Poppies got excited, when the Poppies got confident. They came through, and all of a sudden, it was an even level. There was nothing you could really do. That's confidence. It's the same idea as being comfortable, and that's what this swap from Mask to Homie FE could really bring for Cognitive Gaming.
So with that, Resist. This is a team that we haven't really seen too much. Now, we have Chaos, right, who has been in the scene for a long time. In fact, a very high-level 3v3 player, who that also very strong. Valentine we've seen before. I think was playing for High Five?
He's been around the Challenger
He's been playing
scene,
a lot.
like one of those players. Yeah.
But Words as Weapons, that is a new name to me. I don't even know that name from Ranked.
Yeah, I mean, so a lot of these players, they've done their thing in the Challenger scene, in and around. A lot of players sort of switch from multiple teams. Roster locks are, I believe, week 3. So you've got a little opportunity to play around right there. One of the biggest things for me, the takeaway from here, is this is the team that Awesome to the Max came from. Before he was on his SPL team, and we've talked a lot about Awesome to the Max.
He's back.
He is.
He is the solo laner for Enemy Esports. Mackie and Sasic actually, I think, got cut, and they picked up Matty Pocket. Suddenly a very relevant team.
Yeah.
Awesome to the Max was doing duo queue yesterday with Dust, and Jesus, is that kid good. Yeah,
I mean, Awesome to the Max has been a player that I have been watching since, I mean, my very first days of casting in the Tier Monster.
Yeah.
Tier Monster used to do this weekly tournament where random people come in, they seed you randomly depending on your ranked elo, and Awesome to the Max was always there in the end of the rounds with people like Peckies and Shadow Q just being the high elo guy carrying, and I always said, when is this player going to find an SPL team?
Speaking of Shadow Q, Denial, roster just all the way gone.
Yeah, I mean, the best stepping down and etc. So a little bit different change for the SPL on that side of things. That's the middle of it. We saw the top of the SPL recently at the spring finals. The middle are safe, but now it's about the bottom. Cognitive is going to defend their spot in the SPL against Resist Gaming. They're going to be the incumbents, and we'll see what they have in this match. Best of 5, folks, right now.
If these guys on Resist play anywhere near the level of Poppies, I mean, they're going to have a real good chance. Looks like Resist going to have the favored red side of the map in that double pick advantage in the beginning. Bologna going to get started. Wow, but what?
Yeah.
Hello? What time is it?
It's time for... You're not wearing a watch.
I'm not wearing a watch.
You don't own
that wasn't... Yes, I do.
No.
I wear it the other day.
What kind of watch? So I can put you on blast.
Kenneth Cole. Yeah, all right. Bologna, Athena get taken away. Sylvanas getting taken away as well. Bastet going to be stripped as well. And we're going to go to COG here for first pick.
So COG's got the first pick. The two go-to supports are down. And there's Serqet.
Hey, we're back in North America.
Yeah. basic back in North America, Bastet being banned out. Europe doesn't really value the cat as much as North America.
Although, my man Dalo's showing real strength with an option here to resist. They have two options. Isis going to be picked up again back in North America. And one more pick here. I was going to say probably the Guardian Geb. Okay.
I like the Geb. I've always liked the Geb pick. You'd look at characters like Sylvanas and Athena, they're more offensive. Geb is more of a reactive
Shield
tank.
is OP, man.
That's, yeah. I was going to give a deep and out. That's all I meant.
It's what it comes down to. Shield's OP.
Yeah,
it's like
Shield.
top 5 moves in the game. It strips CC and gives them health. Like, what else could you want, right?
So, I mean, right away at the top for Resist Gaming, you can tell they're trying to play the safe game. They've got an Isis ultimate. They've got the Geb shields. They're looking more for defense coming out of the gate. Bakasura and Xbalanque on the other side with that Serqet. That is a straight-up offensive,
yeah, for real,
just damage. Watch out.
I mean, what do you do here, right? I mean, it comes down to clear. You have to out-clear Bakasura. There's a few options. In this matchup, with the way that Heartseeker is, I would love to see Naja in the solo lane.
Me too, Brandon. I've been preaching Naja on the solo lane for a long time.
Do that Heartseeker rush now?
Yep. Woo. Finally, I believe it was Cyclone Spin and Maniac both took Naja on the solo lane.
No, Twig played him in the jungle.
There you go.
Twig played in the jungle.
In the solo lane, we saw Maniac played in the SPL. I love the choice of Naja. Same tower pressure potential as Bakasura. Kill potential on mages. A lot of stuff there. We are going to see the Thor pick round out the...
Heartseeker, though. For any god. If you go Heartseeker 2, Potion, or Potion Ward, 2 waves.
Yeah. 2 waves
and your Heartseeker's done. Ooh, boy.
And I've been preaching Heartseeker since it was 1950 or 1900.
1950.
1950. Dumorph's the same item. I mean, it's just such a powerful item. We'll see what will come out on what character that time around. Medusa being banned out. That is a homework ban right there.
Realistically, it should have been first ban. She's incredibly strong.
Even after the nerfs, Brandon.
Oh man, Acid Spray is just the worst move to deal with. I mean, there's no dodging it. If you stand near your creeps, you will take damage.
The ability to poke and clear at the same time is what makes it scary. The numbers or whatever, it's the fact that it does 2 jobs in one.
Oh, all right. Cupid coming out for the counter pick to Xbalanque. Now remember, if Xbalanque makes it to endgame with an even level, or I would say 1 to 2 levels ahead, it's going to belong to him. But Cupid's job is to shut him down. Xbalanque is going to have to go into a very early sprint 2. Janus going to be locked in for the mid lane. Herwin loving this god, and then we're going to see Guan Yu on support.
I like that a lot, Brandon, because as we said with Cognitive Gaming, the first 3 picks, Serqet, Ouchasora, Xbalanque, all they have is a lot of damage. Janus can go either direction, damage or utility, and Guan Yu is going to be, I'm going to heal you, I'm going to initiate for you, I'll do everything so you guys can just left click, and I guess you can press 1 Serqet. Like, that's the whole gimmick that this team has, and you look at the top side on red, all I see is help. You've got Isis ultimate and silence and spirit balls. You've got shields. You've got walls. You've got push them out of the way with tier. Resist Gaming knows that they're the underdog in this fight, and they want to play a little bit more careful than the all-in strategy of Cog.
So with this, tier is going to be locked in as the final point here. With that, Cognitive's looking at Magi's Blessing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's what you want.
When you see a tier, it's the same thing when you see a Naja that we saw from Captain Twig. The other team just auto-buys 5 Magi's if they can.
But they have Isis. Isis, one of the best characters in the game for taking away Magi's. Thor as well.
Very true.
Silences, Spirit Balls, Tectonic Rifts, going to be very strong at taking them away, and if they can from ranged, wait on the initiation and get the tier blink to the back line, this could work out very, very well for Resist. Both teams have very curious comps. Again, touching on the fact that you said a little bit defensive coming out from Resist. A lot of sustainability with tier heal, Isis heal, Cupid heal. A lot of CC with Thor, with tier. And then, of course, Isis. And across the way, it's a little bit less on the CC, although there's a decent amount. And it's just like, dude, look how hard we hit.
Yeah. It's all about the damage on the side of the blue team and all about the offense or defense on the side of the red team. We're getting underway, and we're going to take a look at these teams. Blue, left-hand side, your SPL team defending their spot, Cognitive Gaming, while on the right-hand side, in the red, on the dark side of the map, will be Resist. And they will try to take down the SPL team to make their spot this time around and leave the Challenger Cup in the dust.
7,500 gold apiece. Game not started quite yet, as we're going to see them all playing very, very safely. Will we see Thor decide to go in? They have a very deep ward, but the ward is misplaced. That ward on the bottom side of your screen on the right side, if that was a little bit farther down, kind of below the speed line, it would have ensured that they would have been spotted. In this case, the ward should spot them if they rotate. Homie going to walk into it, but it's not going to actually see them do the speed buff, which means they also won't gain the timer. But I'm pretty sure it's just going to be, I don't know, 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Wow,
I mean,
13
this
seconds.
This is the one camp, Brandon, where I personally feel like it's not that important to really have the timer because you're going to know when they take it down.
So, Meerkat has opted into Hand of the Gods. Now, every top-level Bakasura, talking about Cyclone Spin and the boys, have opted away from this build. They usually choose to go into, you know, the Death Toll, which we see, plus Short Bow.
I think that right there, Brandon, is really the difference between the top level and the mid level that we see right here with Meerkat. The top level players have we've referred to it as the Zapman aura. You respect them, so you don't want to get too much in their grill. You don't want to go up against Cyclone Spin at level 1, so he has the luxury of not getting that hog. Meerkat is sort of forced into it because there is no real, he's the best player in the world respect level.
I'm actually pretty surprised that we didn't see an invade come out from Thor tier. Right? If they hit a Fearless into Berserker Barrage, what is Bakasura doing about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a varsity football squad picking on the history class. It really is exactly what you want to invade. The only thing I can see more is maybe a Thanatos.
Well, Cog's going to have a strong start here. Early rotation coming out from Homie FA, going to put him a little bit farther ahead than the Thor. Plus, they were able to steal a back camp away. Now, Herwin can't get back into lane safely. Homie FA, though, doing a lot of damage. Huge amount of damage. Wow. That may be a drop, and Herwin recognizes his mistake. He's looking for the unstable vortex to the back. Shotgun. First blood.
Cognitive Gaming going to pick that one up very, very strong. And, you know, going back for those back camps, that's really what we see. Good stun. No follow-up.
Nah, he didn't have it. Yeah. In fact, they're going to try to... Oh, my God!
Take one, take two. Cognitive Gaming leads the win with 2 kills before the 2nd minute of this contest. They want to save their spot, Brandon.
And with that, the chat and every single person who was involved in the first set of the day goes, oh, right, Serqet.
Yeah.
Forgot. Should have worn my Scorpion
so much
tie.
More damage. I mean, Deathbringer isn't even online.
Nothing's online. He doesn't have any damage. They're already 1,000 gold ahead. But even if they take this game in the same route they're going, this is how bad the Poppies were. Words as weapons. Fearless in the wrong direction there.
Remember the nerf to Bakasura? The Minions doing less damage?
It's coming.
It's not coming soon enough for Resist Gaming. They suffer their 3rd death. We're going to take a look at the dual lane, which is the only lane that hasn't seen a death yet. Mid lane, jungle, and solo have suffered.
I'm going to turn that from fact to opinion here because this, to me, is a death.
Yeah.
If Cupid is getting pushed back by Xbalanque, something has died. Right? And that comes down to the smart choice of Guan Yu into Geb. Guan Yu is going to make up for the fact that Xbalanque's push sucks, right? I mean, let's not beat around the bush. It's the reason he wasn't played in Season 1 at all.
Exactly. You know, just to reiterate, Season 1, a lot of clear was heavy on the hunters, and they had a blue buff so he could spam those abilities a little bit more. We took it away and give them a basic attack buff. Now you see strong basic attackers like Cupid, like Ram, like Xbalanque really come from out of the depths of despair, and that's why Xbalanque is just so strong right now. Homie Effie waiting for who dat. I don't think Thor sees him. Now he does.
Don't think he has a line to that Spirit Ball. Oh, chaos.
Yeah, interesting first pick Isis. I don't really think Isis is a first pick character. She just doesn't really bring that first pick potential to the table unless you are extremely dominant.
Like Kiki.
Exactly, like Kiki or Mace to the face. Meerkat getting pushed around, not too much. So when I saw that Isis pick, I was ready to see fireworks. I'm not seeing that.
What I saw was a Spirit Ball detonated like 4 Thor lengths away from the Serqet. I mean, there was no reason to even throw it. It was panic, and it seems to me that already Resist Gaming is kind of in their own heads.
This is game 1. The challengers are going up against SPL level teams, so there is an implied skill differential here, which can get into your head. We saw the Poppies perform extremely well game 2 and 3, but game 1, they handed it to Dignitas on a silver platter. Could just be nerves. Watch out. Thor's in the air looking for something a little bit more than nerves. He wants a kill.
This is like a random 4v4 that's happening here. Herwin gonna get stunned out. Who dat? Jumping into the wall, not committing to the fight. Chaos not going to be able to heal up. That's a lot of damage coming out from Meerkat. But realistically, that was 100% Serqet. I mean, she stopped the healing. Oh, look how low he is. Don't. No. You can't be doing all that kind of stuff.
I love Jigs the entire fight.
The Geb shield actually kept him alive.
Yep, Geb, that's what we were talking about during the pick and ban phase. Hudat's still in a little bit of trouble. Uses the Tectonic Rift as a wall instead of a stun. I don't hate it. That fight, all Jigs. You were looking at Serqet, Jigs. Everybody forgets how much damage the ultimate coming out.
It's the most damage.
Yeah, the ultimate coming out from Guan Yu is.
It's literally the most. It's the highest physical damage attack in the game.
It scales more with each consecutive hit you hit. Jigs hit multiple players 3 times in a row and then got the stun. He took out a player all by himself, and then as soon as Tyr came into the picture, popped the Tallow Assault so he could not get pushed back. Great understanding of the mechanics.
Let's take a look at the damage charts. I think that'll tell us exactly what we need to do. Oh, whoa, did not expect that. Whoa.
I mean, it's Bakasura.
Bakasura. Right, but it's against Tyr. Oh, jeez,
Sure.
Valentine. That was 50% of Geb's health. He's level 6 right now, and he's really not that far behind. I mean, Herwin was only level 7, but oh, look, it's just Doom Orb.
Doom Orb, so popular since the recent change. We keep talking about the Heartseeker change. Well, Doom Orb got the same change a little bit earlier. Homefe wanting a little bit of damage on his end. He'll be a little defensive using the Deathbane to get out of dodge, and him and his 2 friends will walk their way into the jungle. They don't see that ward.
Mid camp's coming out. Mid camp's left side, easy going to Cog. Right side going to red, it seems, but they could put themselves in a bad spot as you see Meerkat rotating over.
Meerkat, very, no. I was going to say very confident going up against 3 players. Going to pull back just a little bit. They've got some buffs on the map that they want to get, so we'll clean out the jungle and we'll see where Cog looks in just a little bit.
With that, another speed buff going to be picked up, and almost exactly on time, considering that they took the top side. You see, it's within that 30-second window. So that's going to give him almost 100% uptime on the speed buff throughout the second advantage. And with that, as Serqet already a level ahead, and I mean, the goal difference isn't that big, but it's going to be, because Gold Fury is going to be started up soon, and they don't have the team to allow them to get in against this damage. The tankiness isn't high enough.
Gold difference is also extremely relative, Brandon, as I'm sure you know. 1,700 gold, not a big difference. At 7 minutes in, that's a pretty big difference. Jump in, they're about to make it even larger. Meerkat with the solo kill in the solo lane. The kills are now 5-1, and 2 of them belong to Meerkat.
Why did Meerkat not rotate? I thought they were going to go for the Gold Fury. He's actually going to stick around.
He's going to get the tower.
Yeah, I mean, he's maybe, but I mean, that was a free Gold Fury.
Mm-hmm. Definitely was. We'll see Jigs on the backside. Will he go for the... Nope, no big ultimate coming out. I thought he was going to look for the hot initiate, but with the Cupid dash and the Geb shield, got to be a little bit careful.
I thought Hudat was going to the sky there. I didn't know. I don't know why he didn't go for it, but he's going to be walking over wards repeatedly. Meerkat is, in fact, going to take this tower.
There it is.
That's going to hurt a lot. That's another 500 gold. I mean, these little wins are starting to add up big time.
Miss Spirit Ball is going to drop the kill, unfortunately. Homie Effie is going to stick around, though. Not enough. Don't forget that Geb passive is going to limit the amount of damage that the crits can do. That said, crit isn't online for the Serqet just yet. So once the Deathbringer does come online for the Serqet, the damage will be lackluster against Geb.
Now remember, Cog has had a lot of decent practice in this downtime, right? They have been scrimming almost 100% against TSM.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, TSM, when they came here, actually wouldn't scrim anyone besides Cog. They couldn't scrim Cloud9, which is their normal because Jeff was here. They didn't scrim AFK, which wound up hurting them a lot. So maybe Cog will get some advantage here.
Watch this.
They see it. They're all standing on wards.
There's wards right here. Great blink in from Valentine. Gonna hit nobody with the secondary shockwave, and down comes Hudat looking for more. 2 are stunned. They're fighting on the Isis ultimate, but smartly, cognitive disengaged.
Look at this Herwin. Oh, I thought he was going to get that. He's in a little bit of trouble here. He's into the tower. That's a kill.
That's a great shove coming out from the solo laner for Resist Gaming. They're not done yet. 2 and 2 under the tower. There's the late Cupid ult, which is exactly where you want, and the swag flip claims a kill for Tyr.
But it's a big win there once again for Cog because Xbalanque got one of those kills. That's permanent damage added into that passive, and they're not taking down the problem. They're not shutting down Serqet.
Yeah, it's a 2 for 2 fight, but unfortunately on the way of Cognitive Gaming because of that Xbalanque passive, as you said. And one more time, Famous Hate is going to go on the offensive and take Chaos out despite the fact that he's 1v2.
I didn't see that happening. I did not see him winning that engagement,
Nope.
but that's a 50-stack Heartseeker and Ninja Tabby. He wasn't even threatened. Next up, going to be Lifesteal, most likely. Dev's Gloves still an option. It's really early. I would love to see the Dev's Gloves over the Aussie.
The Dev Gloves over the Aussie. Interesting. You lose a little bit of the penetration and the attack speed by going Dev Gloves, but you gain a lot more power and more passive lifesteal. So it's an interesting build. I don't hate it, Brandon. It winds up making you hit even harder, which is Xbalanque's claim to fame.
But he's not doing it. He's going into the Aussie. The Light Blade has been started. Once that's finished, we're probably going to see them make the real attempt at the Gold Fury. For right now, it's just posturing.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the bigger things that the early Devo Gloves do versus the Heartseeker. You hit less hard, but you can solo tank that.
Jigs.
Beautiful wall. Who dat? That's him.
Right there, Jigs just starting the horse in the wrong direction. Forces himself to turn around. They still sell Valentine out of there.
This is curious.
This is not. This actually should belong to Red. It's going to come down to what Homie FA can do right here. He's going to spot 3 on the rotation. They reset it. They're trying to bait this out. Ambush is in, and he's stunned.
Uh-oh, there's the push coming out from Words as Weapons. Homie Effie very low. 3-man Cataclysm going the way of Valentine. Homie Effie gets the ultimate off. Will he escape? Jigs will make sure the tank doesn't. They want to follow up. Under the tower is Words as Weapons. So is Jigs. Beautiful Spirit Ball through the wall. Hudat gets the kill, but Famous Hate makes him pay.
Homie FA almost died there. That creep actually wound up blocking. Nice shot over the wall from the unstable Vortex. Herwin maybe having the kill. No, not going to be enough damage, but still big win for them. They're going to lose Jigs, but they're going to pick up 2 and send the rest back to the base here. Everybody seems to be in trouble except for Famous Hate.
Famous Hate has just been doing everything that he's supposed to and then some. You know, Brandon, I'm not exactly disliking what I'm seeing out of Resist. They're doing what they're supposed to. It's just that Cognitive seems to be taking bigger bites out of these fights.
I mean, Cog is consistently scrimming with the 3rd best team in the world as per the World Championships compared to Resist, who fought through Challengers Cup. Like, it's a big difference. Gold
Fury attempt. Great tier push is going to push Famous Hate out of the way. Resist does get the Gold Fury. They've got to shut Famous Hate down right here. He does have that Heartseeker,
they gotta get out of there.
So he'll lose the stacks, but smartly they're going to retreat.
Look at this. Words' weapon in some trouble.
Ouch.
Over the wall. And that's going to be it. They'll steal a buff. Honestly, again, I don't think that was too bad for Cog. They're going to lose a Gold Fury, and of course, on paper, that seems like it sucks, but they're giving kills to Xbalanque. They can't be like, he's 3 levels ahead of anyone except for Tier right now, and he has, what, 3 kills now?
Yeah.
15 extra damage?
And we've seen a lot of this, Brandon, but I think that play that just happened is really the difference between an SPL team and a Challenger Cup team. Finding the small windows of opportunity and going for it. Yeah, they took the Gold Fury, they push him out, and as soon as they turn around, they hit a middle tower, and they take it. That's 2 tier 2s on the side of Cognitive Gaming, and that's exactly what they need to look for.
And with that, Xbalanque picks up the Aussie. Now, this is going to be a 15% increase in attack speed. It's going to give him 15% lifesteal plus the passive, and 15 pen.
That's it. There's no more pen boots.
Right.
That is why that item is so successful. Now, it's interesting because it sits in the attack speed spot. We usually get boots. We get a power bank out of Heartseeker or Dev's Gloves, boots, and then Ikaval, the attack speed item. It's Aussie this time around, which also gives you penetration, so it's sort of bonus.
Meerkat. Jigs as well, trying to do some damage. Words' weapon's going to be cleaned up by Herwin. He actually gets a decent amount of healing off, but still gets cleaned up immediately. 12-4 right now, even with the Gold Fury in their favor. Resist down about 3,000 gold.
You know, Herwin is sort of, I mean, one of the bigger overused platitudes, not just here, but in all broadcasting booths, is emotional player.
Right.
Herwin is the embodiment of Heartseeker. The harder he wins, the better he'll do in the future. Resist has to be very careful about this mid lane in game 2.
And not to mention it's Janus, right? Like, Janus does so much damage. He rotates his team around. He's incredibly defensive. Like, this character has very few flaws. I mean, his flaws come down to, uh-oh, I might portal someone when my rest of my team's going to do damage, right? That's his flaw.
Yeah. Yeah, It's tough to really make the big mistakes with Janus. When he comes out, you could go so many different directions, whether it's burst damage or utility. This time around, we'll see burst with that Doom Orb, 50 stacks on it, and Cognitive Gaming just sieging this right-hand tower. Hudat's going to go up in the air and try to help out, but it'll be far too late. Misses the stun. Dashed out is Homie Effie. Up on the horse is Jigs, looking for the initiation. It's going to hit no one. Hudat smartly gets out of there, but Chaos all alone. Chaos is your name, but Chaos not quite your game. Heroin takes that kill.
With that, Words' weapons just barely escaped from the spread of the poison. They're trying for it. Ballantyne taking a ton of damage. They're trying to get away here. Heroin. Yeah,
beautiful play. Uses the beads. It's been reduced from 5 to 3 seconds, but 3 is all he needed to get that unstable vortex back online, take the life away from the support. That'll make this siege so much easier. But with Jigs backing, the team will look again to a tier 2 in the middle lane. Only 2 towers remain. Famous can clean this up by himself. Cognitive Gaming now leads the game by 7,100 gold at just 15 minutes into this contest.
It would be probably 10,000 if it wasn't for the Gold Fury from Resist, but even without it, I mean, 7,300 at this stage in the game. We're only 15 minutes in. They have a 13,000 lead in experience. Fear No, 4 levels down. Ballantyne, 3 levels down. Chaos, 3. Hudat, strangely, even. And then Words down 2. So, I mean, Resist not in a great spot here.
Resist definitely an uphill battle from the get-go. I mean, one of the interesting notes about this team is that they really weren't supposed to be here. Team Nomad was supposed to be there here. Nomad had more points than Resist Gaming despite playing 3 less weeks than this team.
But they didn't submit their roster.
Well, they don't have a roster.
That's
Jeremy moved on to Enemy Esports, so the team has been defunct. So Resist Gaming has 3 extra weeks of play and just still has less Challenger Cup points than Nomad. So that's really, you know, it's a different league. Pretty much. It's a different level of skill. So everything I'm seeing here from Resist is positive. They're really not supposed to win anything, and the fact that they're getting off of the Gold Furies and finding the small opportunities, I like to see that more than I don't.
So the big issue here is that Isis, a character who is incredible when she's even or ahead, is 4 levels behind, 0-5 right now, and her damage is boots and spear. It's not going to be enough. I mean, and very smartly, Homie F.A., every time she tries to ult, he ults her right back, saying, you can stand in this all you want, you're not getting any health back.
Very, very smart play coming out from Homie Effie. The new jungler for Cognitive Gaming, taking over the spot of Mask, who actually recently got a 1-year ban, so him and the team actually changed positions. Meerkat, no more bubble.
I thought he was going to jump.
Yeah.
Not sure why he didn't. Gold Fury going to be coming back up here. Is available. I assume that Cog's going to maybe not try to get the Gold Fury so much as just bait the fight out.
Right, that's what they want here. I would say the Gold Fury is theirs if they want, but really what they want more, Brandon, is to put people back into the fountain so they can take these 2 towers on the left-hand side.
They got it without even a shred of defense.
Right.
Wow.
Ambush was heard somewhere. They're just in the middle lane. 4 members deep is Cognitive Gaming cleaning up the wave, and they're going to head into the jungle. They're looking at the Isis. I don't know if they'll be able to catch up to her just yet. Resist smartly splits up, like that play, and Jigs.
Gave him a little clap.
Yeah.
You know what
happened
though?
last time?
Yeah, the last time we saw those taunts coming out, it forced out the DC win, right? I mean, that's what was necessary.
Pretty much. That famous hate. Do you see how hard he's chunky?
He's Xbalanque. He's the hardest hitting character in the game. What is Lassus? Lassus had very like long and almost drawn out, deep analysis about hunters. What was that?
OP.
Oh, hunters are hard. Right, very difficult class. Level 19 now, 5 levels ahead. Let's take a look at the golden hand, if we don't mind here. We'll see how far ahead Xbalanque is. Deathbringer's done, boyo.
Well, the golden hand he's all the way on the bottom. Because
he doesn't take the Deathbringer, though. He takes the Rage and finishes up Sprint, which is probably the better idea.
I believe that's the better play. So mathematically, this is one of the more famous math equations in Smite. Mathematically, Rage is better DPS, but Deathbringer first will give you more impactful crits.
Right.
With that said, finishing up the sprint is really where I'm looking at here. The Rage is similar to the Deathbringer DPS, but you'll be able to chase them down. What's Ares' ult called?
Never heard of it.
No Escape.
Oh, that was it.
You guys spent like 20 minutes making a joke about No Escape.
I don't remember that.
No Escape?
No, I don't remember. Speaking of no escapes, though, there's about to be none here. As Famous Hate going to be taking this almost by himself. Jigs is there. Xbalanque to make this even easier. Look at, you see that spike in damage that just happened?
That's an incredible amount of damage, and it's just Serqet. Homie Effie is by his lonesome zoning. There really wasn't much to zone as Resist Gaming playing it safe in the middle lane, but playing it safe for now, but playing it dangerous for the future as Cognitive Gaming now has the Fire Giant belt around their waists. They have 14 kills to Resist Gaming's 4, and Herwind, no fear. This is the amount of lead that Cog has. Just
this is less about fear, and this is just him not caring anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
This is just blatant disrespect. I mean, he is separated from his team against forward. He's just like, I'll sit here. I think I can take him.
Well, as we said, he is Janus.
That's some Sasuke nonsense, trying to fight 4 people by himself.
Is that a type of sausage?
Yes.
He plays for upcoming stars, right?
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yes.
Herwind does have the ultimate online.
I love that portal, by the way.
All his teams are here. Why?
That portal put him directly in front of the creeps. If he walked into the lane, each archer would have stopped, and then he had to catch up to the melees and drag them all back. It never would have cleared it. He put himself directly in front of the front creep and just burned the whole wave down.
Yeah, I love it now.
Oh, min-max.
I love it too now.
Just min-max. Just all the time. It's all the time.
You're somebody that like min-maxes their lunch, so I definitely understand that much.
Dude, for real. You can't, I mean, why waste time? There's no need for it.
The ratio of spread to bread is important when I make a sandwich.
How are you even joking about that?
I'm actually really not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's really important. All right, we're going to be getting in here. The Phoenix is in trouble. Jigs, Xbalanque's down. Famous Hate going right in.
I like that. He goes right in, no fear. That sets the pace of the fight. And here it comes. Spirit Ball is already down.
Fear no. He went on into fear no.
Fear no.
There it is.
Hunbats is not here. Hunbats is not in the game, but Cognitive certainly is. There's an initiation for both supports. They're going to put their foot on the gas pedal. I love it. Famous Hate looking at no one but the Firebird. He's going to get aggressive. The rest of the team will do the damage against the players. Left-hand Phoenix is down, and it looks like that's all they need, Brandon.
That was the right call, too. He doesn't try to help the team burn everyone down. He's just take the Phoenix. Don't extend the fight for longer than it needs to be. Tier desperately trying to get behind them for the Fearless, but that threshold was too much. He is not committing to a fight he can win, let me tell you.
He's just trying to control the team right there, pushes 2 at once. That's going to be a good look for Resist, but the kill is better for Herwind.
Got him.
And with that kill, Cognitive Gaming will turn their faces to their fates, and the Titan will eventually fall as long as Resist doesn't make a huge play.
Really, Fear No by himself doesn't have it, and with the damage that Famous Hate was putting in, I mean, we're not doing the MVP thing this week, but that one goes to Famous, right? I mean, like, how much damage was that guy doing throughout the game? Jesus. I mean,
Famous Hate really, like, the difference, I always get the question recently, what's the difference between the Devo gloves and the Heartseeker build? Well, it's playstyle. If you're going to go the Heartseeker build, you have to anticipate the snowball and play to your snowball.
Right.
He didn't stop once.
Whereas Des Gloves is like, I'm going to play a little bit more campy and look for the early Gold Fury.
Right.
Right? They didn't care about the Gold Fury. They gave the first one up.
Yeah, I mean, they gave the first Gold Fury up, and did they also give up the first blood? No, they took it from Resist Gaming. That's what we're going to take a look at right here. You saw, I believe it went the way of the jungler.
This is just
Serqet
nonsense.
just hits him.
Look, oh my God! Like, how did that even happen? And then look at this, Herwind beautifully coming back in. And remember, I said that was a misplay. He should have came back in and wait for his team, but the portal was absolutely perfect. And with that, they get first blood. If
they keep this rolling, we'll be able to see second blood, which was almost as important. Isis played her hand a little too deep, and it goes the way of the Serqet. You don't want a Janus on top, giving the first blood. And you get out of that situation like, all right, it's just on the Janus. At least Serqet didn't get first, but they killed our mid.
And that was an entire wave miss right afterwards. Chaos just plummeted right afterwards. For what they say is Chaos was a ladder. In this case, Chaos was a slide. Kind of fell down and couldn't get back up.
Yeah, we're playing Shoots and Ladders here on Smite Game today, and unfortunately, the Shoots are going the way of Resist Gaming, the Challenger team, while they take on the SPL team, Cognitive Gaming. So that was an exciting Game 1.
But look what Poppies did in Game 2. This isn't over.
Very, very true. If you guys were watching the European match, Poppies came back after pretty much handing a win to Team Dignitas and taking it away with fervor. So we'll see if Resist can do the same, or if Game 2 will go the same way as Game 1 in the way of the SPL. Stick around. We'll be right back.